Do you want to create a super cool cinematic travel montage out of your very own travel videos? In this video, I'll show you the exact step-by-step process you can follow to turn your travel footage into a cinematic montage like this one. It's a lot easier than you think because you can use this pre-made template from InVideo. All you have to do is click on the link in the description that will take you straight to the template, then go ahead and sign up for a free InVideo account if you haven't already done so, and then you can go ahead and follow along. Sounds like fun, right? Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at the template so we can figure out what kind of shots we need to get. So I'm just watching now and making note of some of the different types of shots that are being used. Let's go ahead and dig deeper into the shots that you can get to fill in this template. The first shot you want to get is a close-up, but make sure you add some movement to it. So one of my favorite shots to get is a nice nature shot, so maybe a tree branch or flowers or something like that, but I like to pan across the tree branch and then reveal the wider scenery in the background. I just think this looks really nice when you switch focus from the foreground to the background. Another option if you're hiking is to get a close-up of your feet while you're walking. This is a great one for starting off a story because you're kind of bringing us into the beginning of the trip. Up next, you're going to need a wide shot, maybe a wide shot of your favorite spot from the whole trip. So while you're traveling, whenever you're in a spot that you really like, just get a nice, wide, zoomed out shot of the whole thing. There doesn't have to be a lot of movement to this. You can just hold your camera perfectly still. The next shots you want to focus on getting are slow motion movement shots. So whatever you're doing on your trip, you know, if you're skiing, biking, cliff jumping, anything cool like that, you definitely want to get some shots of that you can later slow down because those actions are going to look super cool in slow motion. And if you're just hiking, that works great too. Slow motion walking shots can actually be really cool. So whatever your action is, jumping, walking, running, whatever, just make sure you get a few different shots of that you can later put into slow motion. All right, and then whatever that action is, try to get a few different angles. So I would start with getting some close-ups. You can get close-ups of people's faces, close-ups of people's hands, then get some medium shots. I think what works really well for a medium shot is following someone as they're walking. So you can follow them from behind, and then you can stand in front of them, walk backwards as they follow you. Next, you want to get some wide shots. As you can see in the template, there are some really cool overhead shots in here. So what you can do to get some similar shots is maybe stand at the top of a hill and film someone walking underneath. Maybe you could climb a tree and get some shots looking down, but be very careful with your camera. All right, so that's your shot list, and after you get those, you can go ahead and open the InVideo template. Again, the link is in the description. So this template is originally a square, but all you have to do to change it is click the button on the side here. I'm going to change it to a 16:9, which is the size for YouTube. Then just go ahead and hit use this template, and that'll open it up for you. All right, so now we've got the template open, and the first step is to load in those videos that you just took. So I went ahead and made a folder called travel, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit upload media, and then you can go ahead and select all of your travel videos and upload them into InVideo. Now the first thing you're going to do is pick out your opening shot. So as you can see on the template, they have kind of a nice close-up shot as the very first one. So if you have a nice close-up shot that you want to use to bring us into your story, you can go ahead and do that. Like I said before, you could use the walking feet as the first shot. I'm actually going to go with a wide shot of my scenery as the first shot to kind of bring us into the location. So because this template was originally a square, the video here is still a square, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete that video file because I want the video that I drag on to take up the whole screen. So now that I've deleted that, I'm going to go ahead and just drag it right onto the canvas, and then I'm going to find the section of the video that I want to use, and then just hit trim video to fit scene. And that's it. Then you just have to hit done and it'll be added into your template. So the first scene here has a little title. So if you want, what you could do is put your name, presents, because you're the one making the video, or you could just delete this if you don't feel you need a title on the first slide. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it just by clicking on it and then hitting the trash can icon up at the top here. And then I'm also going to delete the logo that's on the screen because I'm not making this video for a company. I don't really need a logo at all. So I'm going to just go ahead and remove it from all scenes. All right, then for my second shot, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna delete the square video that's already on there. This one I think is a good spot for an overhead video if you were able to get one of those. If not, just a nice shot of the scenery of where you traveled to works great. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in this shot of some mountains. Just drag it on. Again, just hit trim video to fit scene and then hit done. And now this one has a title on it as well. I'm gonna move this so that you can see it a little bit better on my video. And then I don't need this little motorcycle image, that's not relevant for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. And then for the words, I'm just gonna change them to, I'll say hiking trip. And then there's also a little image of mountains. That one is relevant for me, so I'll just go ahead and keep that on. All right, and then we have our third shot here, and this is the first one where you wanna introduce some action. As you can see in the template, they have a motorcycle in slow motion, so a pretty epic action shot. So for me, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and put in my cliff jumping shot because that is a pretty epic shot that I have. I'm gonna trim it to fit and then add it in. And then this one I am gonna wanna put in slow motion. So what I do when I'm using a template and I wanna put a clip in slow motion is I just drag my cursor all the way to the end of the clip, right there. And then I'm gonna hit speed, slow it down. And then because I put my cursor right in place at the end of the scene, I can just go ahead and drag it back because putting it in slow motion does obviously increase the time of the shot. Okay, so now that should still fit perfectly into the template. All right, and now in the template we have some quicker shots, so you can go ahead and fill those in with the rest of your hiking shots, some of your nature shots, whatever other action shots you had. And another thing I'm making sure of as I add these clips in is that I mute the volume from my camera. Because we have music in the background, I don't need that. So I just come up to the volume button at the top and then just hit that, which turns it to 0. And then you can't hear any of the noise from my camera. So now I have all my videos about in place. I'm happy with the way that they look. So now I'm gonna go ahead and edit the text to make it relevant for my video. I'm gonna go ahead and use the quote, "The mountains are calling and I must go." I'm gonna have that quote kind of come up on screen throughout the video. And then I might just add in a few more words like, you know, travel, explore, discover, stuff like that. If you want to edit the style of the text, just go ahead and click on the text box, then come up to the options that are up at the top. So here's where you can change the font. You could give it some animation if you wanted to do that. Or if you wanted to add in just a whole new title, you can come over to the text tab on the side. And here they have some pre-made titles, so I might just go ahead and add one of those onto the end of my video. And then I'm just making this title relevant to my trip. I'll make it a little bigger, put it in the center. And then I might just want to change the color of this box. Awesome, so that's about it. The last thing you're gonna do is hit download and share in the top right-hand corner, and then from there you can go ahead and save your video. So that's it. Like I said, it's very easy and very fun as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below what kind of video you think we should create next. We wanna keep bringing you super fun tutorials like this, so comment down below what you want to see next. And for more inspiration, check out this tutorial where we show you how to create an epic promotional video at home. I'm Teresa with InVideo, and I will see you in the next one.